Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Bernard Rider. Today we're testing out the Yamaha XMAX 125 model year 2023. First of all, I would like to thank Yamaha Málaga Center, authorized dealer of Yamaha in Málaga. Thank you very much for this test ride of the Yamaha XMAX 125 here. First of all, there are just a slight few changes, mostly cosmetic, I would say, to the previous model year. In the front, we now have a different front, different light front with the lights. It comes more in the shape of an X now at the moment. The other differences is we have a different display. We have an inverted LC display now. The instrument cluster with these two gauges is gone. We only have a LC display now, 4.3 inch. This is the regular version. If you compare it to the TechMax has two displays. It has the regular display and which is a color display where you can show a map with Garmin, which is included, and you have an upper display which I think is a regular monochrome LC display. The price for this regular version here is 5,799 euro on the road. So let's get to the controls and the display and the storage space. On the left hand side we have the brake lever for the rear disc brake. We also have the light switch, high beam, low beam, and we have passing like we have to press it. We have a button here for reset and select for the display. We have a turn signal switch left and right here. We have a horn here. On the right hand side we have the throttle, we have the brake lever for the front disc brake, we have the emergency cutoff switch including the starter switch, we have a start stop switch button here for the start stop system, we have a hazard light switch here, and that's everything on the right hand side. In the middle we have the 4.3 inverted LC display. As I said before, it is different to the previous model year. We don't have the round gauges anymore. We now have this. In the display you can see on the top right a clock, on the left hand side a bar graph for the fuel, on the right hand side a bar graph for the coolant temperature. In the middle, quite dominant, we have the speedometer. Up there we also have an RPM counter, which more looks like a band to me. Down below we have the outside air temperature, and to the right we have the data field for the odometer. At the moment we can select trip time, trip oil, trip V-belt, the fuel consumption, the average fuel consumption kilometers per liter in liter 100, the actual fuel consumption liter and 100, average speed. We have the battery voltage. We have the traction control setting on. We can turn it off if we want to. And that's everything about the display. So when it comes to the storage space, we have two cubby holes in the front. The left one is lockable, the right one is not. We open that up with a lid button here. On the left-hand side, we have space for about 4 of my hands, which can barely fit in there, but about 4 of my hands can fit in there. We also have a 12-volt regular connection. We do not have USB if we want. We have to put an adapter in there. As I said, this one is lockable. The other one on the other side is not lockable, but is the same size basically. No, not basically, but it is the same size. And we also have the under seat storage compartment. We press the seat button here and we open up the seat. And this is the seat. So the under-seat storage compartment is the biggest, one of the biggest in the industry. We have space for 2 full-faced helmets, which can fit in there. Mine is a Shark Spartan size M, and it fit in both positions. So that is pretty nice to have this much storage space. We also have a courtesy light, which you can see here. We have a courtesy light right there. So this is the Yamaha XMAX 125 model year 2023, and we'll take it out for a little ride. Let's go. So let's turn it on, the little beast. We put it into the on position, and there you can see the beautiful display. So the first thing that you notice when you get on the scooter is that the seat is still very wide, like a horse's ass basically. Apparently they changed something, but I don't know. I don't see much difference. It's still very wide. Although the seat height is around about 800 millimeters, it is still fairly high, and I have to tiptoe. I'm 175 because the seat is so wide. The seat at the moment does not feel so bad. Feels like a gel kind of seat. However, I had the XMAX version 1 year ago of the 300, and I must say the seat was much more comfortable on longer stretches. So I would say it would definitely be worth it to get the XMAX version. I don't know what the price difference is. I think it is quite steep, because I think in the 125 you also get the 2 displays and stuff. In the corners here, it seems very agile. We have 15 and 14-inch wheels. I mean, it is very, very agile, but I would say after you get used to it for a little while, maybe 30 minutes or something, you can go through the corners like a pro. I mean, I can't, but you probably can. It is a very nice scooter also for the mountains. Okay, 125 power, we only have 125 power. Although it has 12 horsepower, it does not reach the maximum of 15 horsepower for this class. It's still not bad, and it accelerates quite nicely. When we went up this hill here, I was actually a bit surprised how well it accelerated on this stretch. So let's have the 0 to 100 check here and see how fast it will accelerate to 100 according to the speedometer, of course. Let's go. on the highway. Actually feels quite stable. Apparently there's a good wind flow around the scooter. However, the windscreen or the aerodynamics of the windscreen is not the best, to be honest. It is, I think, in the lowest position now. We have two positions. We have one position higher up, but still we get a lot of turbulence here, especially, you know, on the side and from the front. And I had this problem already with my XMAX 300 from last year, so they didn't change anything there. Unfortunately, they didn't improve it. Also, kind of a bummer is that it's not electronically adjustable like on the Forza series, which is a definite plus for the Forza. But okay, you cannot have everything, I guess. One thing about the display, since it is inverted and it is white on black, it has a good contrast. And I have to say, you can actually read it under any lighting conditions. It is not bad. You can see everything, and I'm surprised how good you can actually see it. I expected worse. Sometimes the LC and inverted LC displays are pretty bad in the sun, but this is not bad. You can see everything. I'm quite happy with the display. Yeah, on the highway, as I said, it could also be a good scooter for traveling. We have a lot of storage space. If you put another top box in the rear, you have a lot of storage space. You put your helmets and stuff while you travel. It also is very stable here on this highway at higher speeds, and yeah, except for the wind, of course. Maybe you can add something to the windscreen to the top, which makes it a little bit better. The wind flow, I don't know. Apparently you can also adjust the handlebar a little bit further to you, so you can reach it better, but I'm sure it's not that much adjustable, just a teeny tiny bit, I would say. But at least it is there, the option. I think it is a solid scooter, a solid maxi scooter, a solid scooter for traveling. It is quite nice, and yeah, as I said, you have a lot of storage space, and it's stable on the road, except for the windscreen. I don't have really anything negative to say about this. Also, the power is not bad, although it only has 12 horsepower compared to the Forza, which apparently has 15. Anyways, that's all about my test ride of the Yamaha XMAX 125. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a ride out. Take care. Bye-bye.